One person is in critical condition after a rollover crash near Yukon. The Oklahoma City Fire Department says 3 vehicles were involved in the crash this afternoon. This was on westbound I-40 near Check Hall Road. One of the vehicles rolled over and one person was rushed to the hospital with critical injuries. The Oklahoma City Fire Department and the Oklahoma Highway Patrol are investigating the cause of the crash. Stay with Fox 25 online and on the air as we learn more. New developments tonight in an incident that left convicted businessman Brent Swadley seriously injured inside the Oklahoma County Jail. Last week, we told you Swadley lost about 20% of a finger during an incident at the jail. Swadley was convicted in May on 6 felony counts, including defrauding the state. Now Fox 25's Paige Taylor is live at the Oklahoma County Courthouse. Paige, what have you learned about the video that captured this incident?
Well, Wendy, the clock was ticking for the Oklahoma County Detention Center today as the court ordered them to release this security video of the incident by 5 p.m. tonight to his attorney. I'm still working to confirm if the attorney has in fact received that video from the jail, but in phone calls from his jail cell, Brent Swadley described an incident that happened on June 8th that resulted in him losing 20% of one of his fingers. Retaining attorney Justin Lowe told Fox 25 last week he was trying to get a hold of the jail security video that shows the incident and has been in touch with the Attorney General's office. Fox 25 filed an open records request for a copy of the security video of the incident, but the Oklahoma County Jail denied our request, citing security reasons. On Tuesday, the court ordered the Oklahoma County Detention Center to release the video to Swadley's attorney by 5 p.m. today, who then shall immediately produce the video state. Oklahoma County Detention Center why the video had not yet been released to Swadley's attorney and why it was taking a court ordering the jail to release it. Now, coming up tonight at 5:30, you'll hear those phone calls that Brent Swadley made from his jail cell where he described this incident. Reporting live at the Oklahoma County Courthouse, Paige Taylor, Fox 25 News.
Thank you, Paige. An Oklahoma mother is sharing her story after losing 2 of her fingers in a fireworks accident just last week. Fox 25's Robert De La Garza joins us live with her message as we approach this holiday weekend. Robert.
Yeah, Wendy, so as you mentioned, as we approach this 4th of July holiday, you can see that people are starting to come out and stock up on those fireworks stands at local fireworks stands like this one. But as this mother warns that, one mistake while handling these fireworks could change your life like it did hers. After a firework accident, Jessica Keys, a Tuttle mother and salon owner, is learning how to live without 2 fingers. She says last week after a firework malfunction, Jessica grabbed it from her 7-year-old daughter. The first shot left the tube, but the next fired in her hand. Jessica went through an initial round of surgery, then is undergoing a second today for a skin graft.
It's never happened to me, and now it has. And I just wanted everybody to just be aware because it was happened to me, and I don't want anybody to go through this. Just be very cautious, be very cautious and aware. Make sure you have a good distance between you and wherever you're popping fireworks at, and just be safe.
Jessica says she knows she can't change what happened, but she hopes sharing her story will encourage families to think twice before handling fireworks this holiday. So Jessica tells me that this is going to be a long road to recovery for her, starting with that surgery she has today, that skin graft for her second surgery. And she says, but as long as this story helps prevent one family from experiencing something like she did this 4th of July holiday weekend, then it was worth it. Reporting in Oklahoma City, I'm Robert De La Garza, Fox 25 News.
Thank you, Robert. As 4th of July celebrations get underway, Oklahoma City officials remind you to keep 911 lines clear for true emergencies. They're asking you not to call 911 to report illegal fireworks unless someone is injured or there's a fire. Instead, residents can report fireworks violations through the city's hotline, email, or text message with the numbers on your screen. City leaders say fireworks violations can result in a $500 fine, confiscation of fireworks, and possible jail time. If you're looking for a way to give back after the 4th of July, Oklahoma City needs your help. The city's Waterway Clean Sweep program is recruiting volunteers to help pick up litter along the Oklahoma River on Sunday. The cleanup runs from 9 a.m. to noon, and individuals, families, and groups are all welcome. Volunteers can sign up and choose a cleanup location at okc.gov/Waterway Clean Sweep. Let's turn now to our meteorologist, Connor Baldwin. He's got your back with a first look at the forecast. All eyes, of course, on that holiday weekend, Connor.
That's right. We're looking ahead to our triple-digit forecast, especially for 4th of July. But I want to take a look back here at the record 2026 we have had. Now that it's July, we have all the data from June, and it is official. 2026, with its 61.1 degree average temperature, is now the hottest average temperature through June. The previous record was 61 degrees set back in 2012. Now, how did we get to this point? Well, we had the hottest February on record, the hottest March on record, the 7th hottest April on record, and for the month of June, we had average temperature around 80 degrees. Now, let's take a look back here at the highs. Again, now that everything is in for June, 20 days above average, 7 days were below average for our highs. We even set a record on June 13th of 97 degrees. And as we look ahead towards the month of July, our temperature outlook above normal from the Climate Prediction Center for our area and for the Pacific Northwest and for the Atlantic coast. Now, for tonight, we are going to be cooling down though, 76 degrees. We do have an isolated rain chance for the western counties and those northwestern counties, especially a little bit of part of the panhandle up there. And now for our weather headlines, we're going to have weekend highs trending cooler here for that 4th of July weekend. But with more humidity, those weekend heat index values are also going to be trending higher. We're also going to be seeing this heat continue into next week. I'll have the rest of the forecast here in a few minutes.
The federal government is suing Paycom over alleged disability discrimination. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission claims Paycom failed to provide reasonable accommodations to an employee with a life-threatening food allergy. The lawsuit alleges the employee suffered multiple severe allergic reactions at work before being fired after requesting accommodations, including remote work. The EEOC claims this violates the Americans with Disabilities Act. Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond says he's reached a deal that would significantly reduce a proposed electric rate hike. The AG announced a settlement with Public Service Company of Oklahoma that would lower the proposed residential rate increase from about 15% to roughly 1%. If approved, the agreement would reduce the average monthly increase for PSO customers from about $25 to $2.45. Now, the settlement still must be approved by the Oklahoma Corporation Commission. We're learning more about the suspect accused of injuring an Oklahoma City police canine during a chase. Investigators say Jose Valderas tried to drive away in a stolen vehicle after officers confronted him near Southeast 19th Street and South Santa Fe Avenue. Police say Canine Dash latched onto Valderas before the suspect drove off, dragging the dog about 100 yards before Dash let go. Authorities say Valderas later abandoned the truck, ran away, and was found hiding in bushes. Valderas faces multiple complaints, including mistreating a police dog, eluding police, and unauthorized use of a vehicle. The U.S. military has deployed more than 900 personnel to Venezuela to support relief operations. The commander of the U.S. Southern Command says U.S. forces have taken part in search and rescue operations, helped get an airport up and running, and mobilized air and naval assets so humanitarian aid could get into Venezuela. This comes after last week's earthquakes devastated the country and trapped thousands of people beneath rubble. President Trump says today the denuclearization of Iran is moving along well.
They've had very good meetings, and we'll see. We hit them very hard for 3 nights, as you know, but we're getting along very well.
The president's comment coming as the U.S. and Iran held indirect talks today in Qatar. The two sides are trying to secure a lasting ceasefire. The president says he thinks Iran has come a long way in meeting the terms of the Memorandum of Understanding that both sides signed last month. An Enid man is sentenced in connection with a fatal fentanyl overdose. 28-year-old James Michael McCauley Jr. was sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to second-degree murder. Investigators say McCulley admitted to providing fentanyl to Nathan Ritchie, who died from an overdose in April 2025. Police say McCulley also admitted supplying drugs to another person who survived an overdose the day before Ritchie's death. 4 adults face second-degree felony child endangerment charges after 16 children were rescued from a home in southern Ohio. Officers were executing a search warrant at the home yesterday when they found the children living in deplorable conditions. Ohio's Attorney General described the scene as pure evil, saying their #1 concern was getting the children to safety.
I will tell you this, their medical condition was so severe that the #1 concern of the folks who are law enforcement officials who were there at the scene was getting them medical treatment. 2 of the children had to be care flighted to level 1 trauma centers because of the nature of the injuries.
The children range in age from 1.5 to 18 years old. The Supreme Court has upheld birthright citizenship, but the ruling is already sparking a new push from President Trump and Republicans in Congress to change the law. National correspondent Kayla Gaskins reports from Washington.
On Tuesday, the Supreme Court upheld the constitutionality of birthright citizenship, leaving in place for now the law granting citizenship to anyone born in the United States regardless of their parents' citizenship or legal status. But the debate is far from over.
This decision reaffirms one of the fundamental pillars of American life.
The court is absolutely dead wrong on this situation.
After the decision, President Trump expressed his dismay at the High Court's ruling on Truth Social and urged Congress to start today to address the issue through legislation.
This Congress better fix this.
Senator Rand Paul, writing on X, I introduced a constitutional amendment months ago, actually, to fix birthright citizenship. I'm asking my colleagues to take it seriously and help me get this passed. Birthright citizenship stems from the Citizenship Clause in the 14th Amendment, written and passed by Republicans in 1866. In the 1990s, then Democratic Senator Harry Reid introduced a bill to limit birthright citizenship.
If making it easy to be an illegal alien isn't enough, how about offering a reward for being an illegal immigrant? No sane country would do that, right? Guess again.
Birthright citizenship was never a top issue for the GOP until recently. Republicans arguing in today's landscape, it encourages illegal immigration and birth tourism, where people travel to the U.S. to give birth for this specific purpose.
It's been abused. It's one of those things that was intended to serve a noble and important purpose and has been thwarted and overused and abused.
Chinese nationals have been linked to some of the most high-profile birth tourism operations uncovered in the U.S., causing concern this path to U.S. citizenship could lead to national security problems. Following the Supreme Court's ruling, the Justice Department is shifting its focus to cracking down on birth tourism schemes, which often involve alleged crimes such as fraudulent visa applications and other immigration-related offenses, which can be prosecuted under the current law. In Washington, I'm Kayla Gaskins.
2 people are under arrest after a daring climb to the top of the Empire State Building. Police say the pair scaled the building's antenna nearly 1,500 feet above the ground without safety harnesses before unfurling a banner promoting peace. After climbing back down, one of the climbers appeared to propose. Both were taken into custody, but no word yet on any charges. A Walmart neighborhood market in Oklahoma City will temporarily close later this month for a major remodel. The store at Northwest 23rd will close July 27th for about 4 weeks as crews complete upgrades throughout the building. The remodel includes a new store layout, wider aisles, updated lighting, and improvements to online grocery pickup and delivery. Oklahoma City Animal Welfare is continuing to care for hundreds of animals rescued during a major drug investigation. More than 500 animals, including birds, dogs, cats, reptiles, and a horse, were removed from a southeast Oklahoma City property following a methamphetamine bust. Officials say many of the animals were found to be in poor health, and animal cruelty charges are being pursued. The animals are not yet available for adoption as the investigation continues. The Oklahoma Turnpike Authority says work is moving forward on the proposed South Extension Turnpike. OTA says engineers have refined the route to reduce impacts on property owners and the environment while moving ahead with the design phase. Officials have also begun making property purchase offers and negotiating with affected landowners. Construction has not yet begun. One segment is expected to open in 2032, with the full corridor projected to be complete by 2034. The Department of Justice says a new crackdown targeted multiple members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. National correspondent Matt Galka has more on the alleged crimes from the gang members.
8 alleged Tren de Aragua gang members are being charged in kidnapping and murder cases in 2 different states. The Department of Justice says the suspects were in the country illegally.
8 TDA members from Venezuela came here illegally, all 8, every one of them, during the Biden administration.
4 of the suspects were charged in connection with the murder of a father outside of Dallas, Texas, and kidnapping the man's daughter and nephew. 3 were already in custody in the U.S. for other crimes. A 4th was being held in Colombia.
Gangs are the reason why so many drugs, guns, and violence are deployed onto our streets and onto our community and take so many innocent lives.
In Chicago, local law enforcement charged 3 other alleged TDA members with kidnapping that involved a murder.
I want you to think about those facts for a moment. A man kidnapped from a park in Chicago in broad daylight, beaten, held against his will, taken to an abandoned building and shot multiple times, and left in a bathtub. All in the name of Tren de Aragua.
The gang has been the target of the Trump administration since the president came back to the White House last year. In June, Trump said a U.S. military strike in Venezuela killed the gang's leader. The DOJ says the latest Tren de Aragua arrests are part of a broader crackdown of members that had been terrorizing the country with a wide variety of crimes.
Members and associates of TDA have been charged and or convicted of horrific violent crime, murders, sex trafficking, kidnappings, along with weapons charges, drug trafficking, robbery, ATM jackpotting, and other widespread financial crimes.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says since Tren de Aragua was designated a foreign terrorist organization, nearly 350 members have been arrested in 18 months. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Gelka.
All right, starting off with our sky cams out there, we have quite a few upper level clouds that's been keeping us a little bit cooler as we've gone through this afternoon. We had a forecasted high of 96 for today. In the last update from the airport, the temperature was only 92 degrees. So we're staying a little bit cooler than what we've thought, but extreme heat is ongoing across the United States here. Multiple states, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky, all have excessive heat warnings throughout their entire states through July 3rd. There's also some portions of New England here that have extreme heat warnings. Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, all of them also have extreme heat warnings that go through the 4th of July. It's extremely hot across the country. We'll look at the temperatures here. 96 in Memphis, 94 in Louisville, 94 in Chicago. Now, I know those seem a little bit lower, but it's also extremely humid. Those heat index values between 105 and 110 in the Midwest. That's not normal for them. That's why they have those extreme heat warnings. But for us here in Oklahoma City, 90 degrees. Let's zoom in here. The mesonet temperatures further out west, we have some high 90s, 98 down there in Altus and Frederick. We do have a little bit of cooler temperatures here in the high 80s. Again, that's from some showers and storms that we're tracking through the Panhandle. Similar setup to 2 days ago and yesterday, where we have these thunderstorms popping up in the Texas Panhandle, and they're going to be fizzling out right as they make their way to the border. Looking at the future cast here through the rest of tonight, again, showers and storms popping up in the Panhandle, but fizzling out, especially after sunset. I don't think we're quite going to see that much rain. That's not what's happened the past couple of days, and nothing's really changed in the pattern to say that we're going to get that much widespread rain. Most of the rain is going to be confined to those far western counties in Oklahoma. Our next weather maker continuing to be this heat dome that's been sitting over the eastern U.S. all week. It's going to continue to sit over there until we start to get into Friday. Once we get into Friday, it's going to start to split in half like we've been talking about. But unlike the past couple of days, the models now have it a little bit further east into New Mexico and a little bit weaker here. That's why we're seeing some lower highs for our 4th of July weekend. And as we get into Sunday, we're going to watch this dry line here start to move into western Oklahoma. We could see some rain chances as we get into Sunday. Still isolated and mainly in western Oklahoma for right now, but we're going to continue to watch it. And we're watching this 7-day temperature trend, 101 for our 4th of July high. And as we continue into next week, our highs are still going to be in the high 90s as that heat dome sticks around for a little bit longer. 4th of July weekend forecast here, 97 for Friday. That's down from 100 where we had it yesterday. 100 degrees for our 101 for our 4th of July forecast. 99 for Sunday. Again, still tracking that 20% chance for an isolated storm, mainly in western Oklahoma. But the heat index values, those highs are a little bit lower, but it's going to be more humid as we go through this weekend. Heat index values for tomorrow, about 99 for the metro. As we get into Friday, a little bit more humidity. Now we start to see the triple digits. Saturday and Sundays where it really gets hot. 105 on Saturday, 106 for the metro as we go into Sunday. That humidity is going to bring our high temperatures down a little bit, but it's going to make it feel a lot hotter. Monthly outlook again for July here, above average as we go throughout the rest of the month. And just remember, with all this heat, look before you lock. Even if it's just 96, after 15 minutes up to 120 degrees, 140 degrees after just 1 hour. And our lake levels here as we go through the rest of this weekend here with this holiday weekend, a lot of our lakes here are above normal, 18 feet above normal for Kaw Lake out there. For tonight, though, 76 degrees, a bit warm, partly cloudy, south wind at 13 miles an hour. For tomorrow, high of 95, partly cloudy again, heat index values nearing 100, that's south wind at 20 miles an hour. And 10-day forecast here, 101 for our 4th of July weekend, and then next week, highs in the high 90s and even some triple digits.
The FDA is allowing some Zyn nicotine pouches to be marketed with some new health-related claims. After a scientific review, the agency approved modified risk claims for 20 Zyn products made by Swedish Match USA. The new labels can state that switching completely from cigarettes to Zyn lowers the risk of certain cancers and other smoking-related diseases. Scientists say they've reached a major milestone in synthetic biology. A research team says it's created a synthetic cell from non-living chemical components that can grow, consume nutrients, and reproduce. Researchers say the work differs from stem cell research because it does not use biological material. The findings have not yet been peer-reviewed, but scientists say synthetic cells could one day help treat diseases. House lawmakers convened on Capitol Hill this week for a hearing on MKUltra experiments and the impact on public trust. The experimentation program was run by the CIA during the Cold War to develop ways to manipulate or control human behavior. The National News Desk's Jeff Harris has the details from Washington.
Titled Mind Control and Accountability, Uncovering the Truth of the CIA's MKUltra Project, the hearing was led by Florida Representative Anna Paulina Luna, who highlighted the widespread destruction of files when the program eventually came to an end, telling us after what occurred is, quote, criminal in nature.
It's obviously horrifying. It's horrifying that this went unvetted, unchecked, and that there was no accountability.
On Capitol Hill Tuesday, Representative Luna spearheading efforts to uncover the truth about MKUltra experiments, sharing that the CIA is working to declassify recently discovered files involving a forgery program, plus highlighting the widespread destruction of files.
This program, when it did end, the men who ran it did not cooperate with investigators. They did not come forward. They committed another crime. They destroyed evidence.
MKUltra was a top-secret illegal experimentation program run by the CIA from 1953 to 1973. It was designed to develop mind control techniques, brainwashing procedures, and truth serums used for espionage, interrogation, and psychological torture.
I do believe that the government should compensate victims and their families, specifically pertaining to this awful program. We also heard that there was horrifying experimentation taking place at juvenile detention facilities on American wayward children.
Speaking with the National News Desk Tuesday, Luna adding she believes there needs to be a task force put together, possibly by the DOJ, noting they were just made aware of a CIA house in Germany that allegedly tortured victims of MKUltra.
So we're actually reaching out to the German government. I actually have, coincidentally enough, meetings tomorrow with some members of their parliament to see if we can basically send out law enforcement to see if we're able to locate remains and identify the people potentially that were hurt by this program.
Now, among those testifying, investigative journalist Tom O'Neill, sharing that historical records show previous investigators and lawmakers 50 years ago were allegedly intentionally denied the truth regarding the program.
Representatives of the CIA told Congress and the American people that its 25-year effort to control human behavior had been a colossal failure. I believe Congress was never told the truth about what this program actually achieved.
Meanwhile, Luna argues, according to witness testimony, it looks like those participating in the program were able to effectively crack the code on programming humans, which makes their job to identify and correct historical records pivotal.
But also, too, to ensure that this never happens again, we have to be able to identify it currently and how it's evolved potentially, which is what we're trying to do currently.
Now, according to Luna, MKUltra was comprised of at least 149 sub-projects operating across 80 institutions and involved 185 non-government researchers. That allegedly includes a $375,000 CIA contribution to a hospital research wing so the agency could use unaware patients as experimental subjects. I'm Jeff Harris reporting from Washington.
Sony making a major change for PlayStation gamers. The company says all new PlayStation games released beginning in January 2028 will be available only in digital format. New titles will be sold through the PlayStation Store and other digital retailers, ending physical disc releases for future games. Sony says the move reflects the growing number of players who download games instead of buying them on disc. Games released before 2028 will continue to be available in physical format. Target says it'll end its partnership with Ulta Beauty in August. By this fall, Ulta locations inside more than 600 Target stores will be replaced with a new in-house concept called Target Beauty Studio. Target says the beauty category remains a major growth area, and the company wants to manage it under its own brand.
This is Fox 25 Sports.
It's win or go home at the World Cup for the U.S. men's national team. After Canada and Mexico's wins in the round of 32, it's now time for the Stars and Stripes to see if they can make it 3 for 3 on host, advancing to the final 16 as they take on Bosnia and Herzegovina tonight in Santa Clara. It's been a strong showing for the U.S. team up to this point. Back-to-back wins at the World Cup for the first time since 1930, and its 8 goals in the group stage are the most the country has ever scored at a single World Cup. But all of that will be put to the test tonight. The U.S. hasn't beat a European side since 2021 when they beat Bosnia and Herzegovina 1-0. They now turn their attention today to Bosnia and Herzegovina, a team known for its physicality and defense. And for head coach Mauricio Pochettino, the U.S. needs to treat tonight like the biggest game of their lives.
You can see that they have quality, not only that they are aggressive or good organization, they have players with quality and a coach that provide the platform to perform. That is a good thing. That is why, for us, is the final of the World Cup. If we don't think in this way, I think we are going to struggle.
Christian Pulisic looks to be available tonight as the U.S. looks to keep its World Cup dreams alive. I'm Stone Weber, and that's a look at sports.
Here's a look what's coming up tonight on Fox 25. It's FIFA World Cup, USA versus Bosnia. Then it's FIFA World Cup post game, followed by the Fox 25 late edition. We'll have more news for you right after this break.
This is the Fox 25 News at 5:30.
New developments tonight in an incident that left Brent Swadley seriously injured inside the Oklahoma County Jail. We told you last week Swadley lost about 20% of a finger during an incident at the jail. Swadley was convicted in May on 6 felony counts, including defrauding the state. Now Fox 25's Paige Taylor is live at the Oklahoma County Courthouse with what we're learning about video that captured the incident. Paige.
Wendy, the clock was ticking for the Oklahoma County Detention Center today as the court ordered the jail to release the security video of the incident to Swadley's attorney by 5 p.m. this evening.
In phone calls from his jail cell, Brent Swadley described what happened on June 8th that resulted in him losing 20% of his finger.
I said, my finger is stuck in the door and there's blood going everywhere.
Swadley said it all started with an encounter with a detention officer.
We were literally having a good conversation, and I walked up on him, and it spooked him. And I don't think I touched him, but it just kind of spooked. And he was like, man, GD, get back, you can't. I'm like, oh, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm not even in this room.
Swadley says the detention officer pushed him into a cell.
I go to turn towards my room, and I turned around and I said, hey, man, I just want to say I'm sorry. And he got real aggressive and pushed me, like, really hard into the room. Made it bad was he walked off. I said, bang the door. I said, man, my finger's stuck. Well, I don't think he realized it was stuck because he was like, I got more trays to deliver to, I think, C-Wing Charlie. And I mean, my finger's really stuck. And he just kept walking. And so I dialed 0. Luckily, I was by the phone. I was stuck in the door. And blood gushing out.
Swadley was reportedly rushed to the hospital.
He came back down and got my end of my finger. And they put it in formaldehyde, whatever it's called, and he couldn't. They're like, we can't salvage this at St. Anthony's. And they're sending me to a specialist. It hurts so bad, but my finger is jacked up.
Retaining attorney Justin Lowe told Fox 25 last week he was trying to get a hold of the jail security video and has been in touch with the Attorney General's office. Fox 25 filed an open records request for a copy of the security video of the incident, but the Oklahoma County Jail denied our request, citing security reasons. On Tuesday, the court ordered the Oklahoma County Detention Center to release the video to Swadley's attorney by 5 p.m. on Wednesday, who then shall immediately produce the video to the court and state. Fox 25 asked the Oklahoma County Detention Center why the video had not yet been released to Swadley's attorney and why it was taking a court ordering the jail to release it.
I am still working to confirm if Swadley's attorney did in fact receive that security video from the jail. Reporting live at the Oklahoma County Courthouse, Paige Taylor, Fox 25 News.
Paige, thank you. Let's turn now to Fox 25 meteorologist Connor Baldwin with your only local forecast at 5:30. It's a hot one.
It is hot. We're going to stay hot, especially into this weekend. And it's been hot all year. We had a record heat in February and March. And with that, 2026's average temperature through June of 61.1 is the new record for Oklahoma City. It's a tenth of a degree higher than 2012's previous record of 61 degrees. That was their average temperature from January 1st through June 30th. So how did we get here? Well, I mentioned we had the hottest February on record, the hottest March on record. We also had the 7th hottest April on record and an 80-degree average temperature for the month of June. Now let's go ahead and look here at our June highs. We had 20 days where our high was above our average for this time of the year. Only 7 days where the average high was, where the high was below our average. 3 days were around normal, and then we also set a record on June 13th of 97 degrees. That's the new record for June 13th. And as we look ahead towards July for our temperature outlook, above normal here for Oklahoma for the rest of July. Pacific Northwest also above normal, and also parts of the Atlantic coast here will be above normal. Midwest, we'll see equal chances of either being above normal or below normal. But as we go into tonight, we're still going to be above our normal of about 69 degrees for our low. 76 tonight. Isolated rain chances in western Oklahoma as well as northwestern Oklahoma. And as we go throughout the rest of tonight, weekend highs are trending cooler for the 4th of July weekend, but those heat index values for the weekend are also trending hotter with more humidity in the forecast. This heat will continue into next week as well. Add the rest of the forecast here in a few minutes, Wendy.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Connor. An Oklahoma mother is sharing her story after losing 2 of her fingers in a fireworks accident just last week. Fox 25's Robert De La Garza joins us live with her message as we approach this holiday weekend. Robert.
Yeah, that's right, Wendy. I mean, we're just days away from that 4th of July holiday weekend. You can see behind me, a lot of people are coming by to local fireworks stands, kind of like this one, to stock up on those fireworks. But as I spoke to this toddler mother, she says that this is also just an opportunity to take caution because one mistake while handling these fireworks could change your life like it did hers.
From braiding her daughter's hair to opening a bottle, those simple tasks have become a daily challenge.
Things that people take for granted that are just really small, and it makes a big difference.
After a firework accident, Tuttle mother and salon owner Jessica Kais is learning how to live without 2 fingers.
Every day I find something that I used to do, and now I can't.
She says after a firework malfunction, Jessica quickly grabbed it from her 7-year-old daughter.
And something in my stomach was like, you need to drop it, but of course you don't, act that fast. It's just afterthought.
The first shot left the tube, but the next fired in her hand.
Pinky finger and my ring finger were completely gone, and the whole side of my hand was completely gone. I'm just grateful that it's me, and it happened to me and not her. And every day I tell myself that, and it helps me get through it.
Jessica went through an initial round of surgery, then another Wednesday for a skin graft.
I just wanted everybody to just be aware because it happened to me, and I don't want anybody to go through this.
Now she hopes to relearn simple tasks. She also shares a simple message.
Be very cautious and aware. Make sure you have a good distance between you and wherever you're popping fireworks at, and just be safe.
Hoping to turn her pain into someone else's prevention.
Yeah, Jessica tells me that this is going to be a long road of recovery for her, starting with her second surgery that she had today, which was a skin graft. But she says that she just hopes that this story takes, as long as it hits somebody, one family, that they learn from this and they do not have the same experience that she had this 4th of July weekend, that it was all worth it. Reporting in Oklahoma City, I'm Robert De La Garza, Fox 25 News.
Thank you, Robert. The federal government is suing Paycom over alleged disability discrimination. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission claims Paycom failed to provide reasonable accommodations to an employee with a life-threatening food allergy. The lawsuit alleges the employee suffered multiple severe allergic reactions at work before being fired after requesting accommodations, including remote work. The EEOC claims this violates the Americans with Disabilities Act. Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond says he's reached a deal that would significantly reduce a proposed electric rate hike. The AG announced a settlement with Public Service Company of Oklahoma that would lower the proposed residential rate increase from about 15% to roughly 1%. If approved, that agreement would reduce the average monthly increase for PSO customers from about $25 to $2.45. The settlement still must be approved by the Oklahoma Corporation Commission. We're learning more about the suspect accused of injuring an Oklahoma City police canine during a chase. Investigators say Jose Balderas tried to drive away in a stolen vehicle after officers confronted him near Southeast 19th Street and South Santa Fe Avenue. Police say Canine Dash latched onto Balderas before the suspect drove off, dragging the dog about 100 yards before Dash let go. Authorities say Balderas later abandoned the truck, ran away, and was found hiding in the bushes. Balderas faces multiple complaints, including mistreating a police dog, eluding police, and unauthorized use of a vehicle. An Enid man is sentenced in connection with a fatal fentanyl overdose. 28-year-old James Michael McCauley Jr. was sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to second-degree murder. Investigators say McCauley admitted to providing fentanyl to Nathan Ritchie, who died from an overdose in April 2025. Police say McCauley also admitted supplying drugs to another person who survived an overdose the day before Richie's death.
It's been a pretty nice day out there so far. High of about 92 at the airport. Partly cloudy skies here on the Skycam. Those upper level clouds have kept us a bit cooler than what we thought we were going to get to, but for a lot of the country, they're a lot hotter than they want to be. Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky all have extreme heat warnings there for the entire state. Oh, okay, yeah, that's Virginia. I forgot my geography there for a bit. New England also has extreme heat warnings here all the way through July 3rd. This heat dome that's been sitting over the eastern U.S. is continuing to hit them hard. Memphis at 96, Louisville at 94, Chicago at 94. Now, while that doesn't seem too hot, especially for us down here, it's also extremely humid out there. Heat index values up to 110 in the Midwest. That's why they have those extreme heat warnings out there for them. But again, only 90 for us here right now in the metro. Some higher 90s out there, especially in southwestern Oklahoma. High 80s out here in eastern Oklahoma. And then we also have some high 80s in far western Oklahoma. We are tracking some showers and storms that are making their way from the panhandle here. Similar setup to 2 days ago and yesterday, where we have these thunderstorms in the panhandle. They're making their way towards the state line, and they fizzle out right as they get to the state line. Futurecast here as we go throughout the rest of the night. Again, they're going to fizzle out here as we get past sunset and into the overnight hours. I think this model is overdoing it quite a bit just right here. These far western counties are who are most likely just to see some showers rather than some thunderstorms as we go throughout the rest of the night. Next weather maker here continuing to be this heat dome. It's sitting over the eastern U.S. It's going to continue to sit over the eastern U.S. as we go through Friday. But as we get into later Friday, it's going to start to split in half here like we were talking about. The part of that heat dome is going to move over our area. But compared to yesterday and 2 days ago, it's a lot weaker and a lot further into New Mexico. That's going to keep our highs a little bit cooler as we go into this 4th of July weekend. Only 101 on Saturday rather than the 104 we had a couple of days ago, which is good. But it's also going to be more humid here as we go throughout the rest of the weekend. And then as we get into Sunday here, this dry line making its way into western Oklahoma, giving us some rain chances. But this 7-day temperature trend, again, for this weekend, a little bit cooler than what we thought. 101 only on Saturday, which I know it still seems high, but is a lot better than the 104 we had. And as we get into next week, going to keep those highs there in the upper 90s. Full 4th of July weekend forecast here. 97 on Friday, 101 on the 4th of July, 99 on Sunday, with that 20% chance for an isolated storm, mainly in western Oklahoma. But the heat index values are going to be hot. Lower highs, but higher heat index values. 99 tomorrow for the metro, 101 on Friday. And then as we get into Saturday here, 105 for the heat index value in the metro, 106 possible on Sunday. It's going to be very hot this weekend, but for tonight, only a low of 76, which is a bit warm, but will also be partly cloudy. South wind at 13 miles an hour. And then for tomorrow, high of 95, partly cloudy with those heat index values nearing 100, south wind at 20 miles an hour. Take a look here at the 10-day forecast. Again, 95 tomorrow, 97 by Friday, 101 for our 4th of July. We have a 20% chance for an isolated storm on Sunday with a high of 99. And looking ahead to next week, we'll keep those rain chances with highs in the high 90s, and we could see triple digits back in the forecast by the end of next week.
I'm Dee Dee Catton with the National News Desk in Washington, D.C., and this is your news update.
They've had very good meetings, and we'll see. We hit them very hard for 3 nights, as you know, but we're getting along very well.
President Trump says today the denuclearization of Iran is moving along well. His comments come as the U.S. and Iran held indirect talks today in Qatar. The two sides are trying to secure a lasting ceasefire. The president says he thinks Iran has come a long way in meeting the terms of the Memorandum of Understanding both sides signed last month. The FBI says it determined the 3 ransom notes linked to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie are fake, according to Reuters. The outlet reports another law enforcement source confirmed this conclusion. The FBI tested the authenticity of 2 of the notes by depositing a small amount of cryptocurrency into the account as requested in the note, but it was never taken out. Medicare now covers GLP-1 medications for obesity without other medical conditions. Starting today, eligible seniors can get GLP-1 prescriptions for weight loss for $50 a month. Their BMI must be at least 35. Medicare is not normally allowed to cover drugs solely for obesity, but a pilot program approved by the health secretary is changing that. And that's your news update.
You can see more from the National News Desk at 5 p.m. Saturdays on Fox 25. Check, check, check. Seeing if our guest can hear me.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yes, we'll be coming to you shortly.
Okay. Okay. I hope. Like I said, all I see is a picture of a phone, so I guess that's what I'm supposed to see.
As the FIFA World Cup inspires more people to get out and play, many Oklahoma families are spending time at sports camps and practices this summer. To talk about how to prevent common sports injuries and stay healthy, we're joined now by Dr. Brian Coleman, a sports medicine physician with OU Health. So doctor, with so many kids heading to sports summer camps, some of us adults getting inspired to be more active, what are the most common sports injuries that you're seeing right now?
Well, right now, a lot of it is overuse stuff. A lot of the kids that are playing with camps, they go to camp, but then they also play with their club team. So they end up playing in a camp during the week and then 5 or 6 games on the weekends. A lot of the basketball camps and things like that are doing that. So some of that with the adults it can vary just because it's gotten warmer, so everybody gets out and they get a lot more activity rather than kind of doing a stepwise approach to their fitness, and they try to jump up really fast and can kind of get a few more acute injuries, things like plantar fasciitis or Achilles, those type things.
And talk to us about ACL injuries. We hear a lot about that. What exactly is an ACL tear, and are there any warning signs before it happens?
You bet. And the ACL is a ligament that's in the middle of the knee. It's the anterior cruciate ligament. It essentially keeps our lower leg from shifting forward on our upper leg or our thigh bone. And when it tears, it's almost always an acute injury. Getting hit, planning, stopping, cutting, those type things. There's not a great way to prevent it, but you can do some things as far as lower leg strength training and things like that to keep your lower body in shape, and then just, obviously hope you don't get hit. But it's most often it's an acute injury that may or may not be preventable.
You mentioned a lot of kids getting these overuse injuries. We've got them in multiple teams. Maybe they have multiple coaches. So how do we prevent that? Are there some early signs in our kids that we should tell them don't ignore?
Sure, there are some. One is kind of a chronic fatigue where they just seem to be overtraining and they're always tired. Most of the time, you know, kids are the hyper energetic and hyperactive, kind of always going and doing and all that kind of stuff. And when it gets to where they're fatigued all the time, you know, don't feel like they can get out and practice to their full capacity and kind of protect themselves while they're practicing. And then a little bit to the soreness level, if you will. You know, one area that gets sore consistently, if you're a baseball pitcher and your elbow is always sore, even 3 to 4 days after you pitch, things like that. Knee issues, those type of things that don't get better just kind of with an evening or a day or two of rest and just lightening the load a little bit.
When do we know it's time to see somebody like you? Maybe we hear play through the pain. That's not always a good thing. So how do you know if this is, hey, this is normal soreness because I'm getting stronger, maybe I'm getting faster, or is this an injury that needs medical attention?
Right. And one of those things is usually if it bothers people more than 3 to 4 days, you know, if you rest for a day, it should feel much better the next day. And if things are a soreness, like just a muscle ache or a soreness, that should get better within 5 to 10 minutes of your warming up in the next practice session or things like that. You know, a little extra stretching, a little extra warming up. If it's just muscle tightness, those things should get better. If it's an injury of some sort, those type things almost always will get worse as you increase your activity the next day, or you go back to practice and you try to stretch, you try to loosen up, you try to warm up, and it just tends to get worse and worse and worse. And that's when, you know, would recommend that folks see somebody, get it looked at, try to tell if it's an injury or if it's a training issue of, like we mentioned, overtraining, or if it's just something that's really easy to take care of, or something that needs a little bit more in-depth look.
All right, Dr. Coleman, before we let you go, give us your best piece of advice for Oklahomans so we can all just keep doing the activities we love and staying healthy. What do you want us to know?
That's a really good question, but very broad. The one thing I would say, especially over the next 10 days, is be careful of the heat. Just with as hot as it is, just staying out in the middle of the day to do long practices or long sessions of training are probably not a good idea. But then the other thing I always tell people is you want to find the activity that you really love. If you enjoy running, jogging, cycling, those type things, and then find a like community that you can do those things with to keep you accountable to getting out the door and to doing those things each and every day and staying active.
We appreciate all of the good information. Thank you, Dr. Coleman.
You bet. Have a great day.
You too.
All right, one last look here at your 4th of July forecast. High of 97 on Friday, up to 101 for Saturday, 99 for the high on Sunday. Partly cloudy every day, 20% chance for an isolated storm, mainly in western Oklahoma right now for Sunday. And remember, those heat index values as we get into Saturday and Sunday could be up to 105. So make sure this weekend you're hydrating, staying cool, getting into the AC, and having a lot of fun at the pool or lake.